for instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford has called out Floyd Mayweather for what he sees as a money-driven mindset rather than one rooted in true competition. Speaking candidly, Crawford made it clear that he has zero interest in facing Mayweather, not even as a fantasy matchup. To him, these types of fights are not about proving greatness or legacy, they're about hype and inflated paydays. He explained that Mayweather's focus, especially in recent years, has shifted entirely toward exhibitions that prioritize financial reward over genuine athletic challenge. Crawford emphasized that while Floyd had his time and his era, that period is long gone. This moment, he insists, belongs to him. And he refuses to let anyone, including Mayweather, distract him from continuing to build his own legacy the right way.
Know how you is, you be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Yeah, like plot.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics have echoed Crawford's sentiment, arguing that Floyd Mayweather's recent appearances inside the ring are less about extending his sporting legacy and more about preserving financial dominance. Once celebrated for his defensive brilliance, precision, and unmatched record, Mayweather has transitioned into staging exhibition bouts that deliver massive checks but little meaning in the sport. Analysts point out that Floyd constantly flaunts his wealth, proving that he no longer fights out of necessity but out of habit. Yet, despite having nothing left to prove, he continues seeking pay-per-view spectacles, leading many to conclude that post-retirement, Mayweather has become more of a businessman than a boxer. For some fans, it's a disappointing evolution for a legend whose career once represented perfection.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine though, it's going to be a boatload.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley gave his unfiltered take on the fantasy matchup between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, and his opinion turned heads. Bradley believes Floyd would struggle against a fighter like Crawford. Historically, Mayweather had issues with southpaws, and Crawford's ability to switch stances, adapt mid-fight, and strike with precision would cause massive problems. Bradley insisted that Crawford's unique versatility, his timing, patience, and creativity could penetrate Floyd's signature defense. He went so far as to claim that Mayweather's reputation for being untouchable wouldn't hold up against someone as dynamic as Crawford. In Bradley's eyes, the matchup wouldn't just be competitive, it would expose the limits of Floyd's style.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too, man, that bull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
On the other hand, many boxing analysts caution against these direct comparisons. They argue that Mayweather's resume speaks for itself, filled with world champions, legends, and undefeated fighters. Crawford, though brilliant, hasn't faced the same level of elite opposition throughout his career, making the comparison incomplete. For them, Floyd's greatness is already carved in stone, while Crawford is still in the process of building his case. They say it's premature to put Crawford on the same pedestal as Mayweather when their paths, opponents, and eras are so vastly different. In short, both are generational talents, but Floyd's body of work remains unmatched in scope and longevity for now.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult stirred debate with a bold statement. He believes Terence Crawford deserves to be ranked above Mayweather in one crucial regard: his willingness to take risks. Showbiz highlighted Crawford's decision to move up in weight to face Canelo Alvarez, one of the most dangerous fighters of this era, and defeat him convincingly. In his view, that single act of fearlessness separates Crawford from Mayweather, who is known for carefully selecting his opponents and timing fights to his advantage. Showbiz argued that while Floyd mastered the art of control and precision, Crawford mastered the art of courage. That risk factor, he says, elevates Crawford's legacy beyond Floyd's perfectly managed career.
Why is Terence Bud Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather? Or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Bud Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Bud Crawford never been a middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even attempt.
Crawford himself has grown increasingly frustrated with being constantly compared to Floyd Mayweather. He has made it clear that he doesn't want to be seen as Floyd's shadow or successor. Floyd had his time, he said, and now it's my era. Crawford believes fans should focus on the moments being made now, the knockouts, the victories, the dominance, rather than constantly trying to bridge two different timelines. He respects Floyd's accomplishments deeply but feels that the constant comparisons are unfair and unnecessary. Mayweather's story, he says, is complete. His is still being written.
Start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
When asked about the dream matchup, Danny Garcia took the diplomatic route. He refused to choose a side, instead suggesting the hypothetical fight could end in a draw. According to Garcia, Floyd's defensive genius and Crawford's adaptive offense would neutralize each other in the ring. It would be a battle of chess, not chaos. Garcia's answer reflected the deep respect that both men command among peers. In his words, they are two fighters so evenly matched in intelligence and skill that neither could dominate the other without leaving room for debate.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever at 147, that's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other, to be honest. I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Former champion Shane Mosley looked at the debate from another angle, size. He argued that Mayweather's natural frame would be a serious disadvantage against Terence Crawford. Mosley believes Floyd, while brilliant and elusive, simply wouldn't be able to handle Crawford's reach, strength, and versatility. Floyd fought men his own size and mastered them, Mosley said, but Crawford is bigger, stronger, and can switch styles at will. To Mosley, it's not just about technique, it's physics. Against someone like Crawford, he believes Floyd's defensive strategy wouldn't be enough to survive the pressure.
Even though I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no question in the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Showbiz the adult later revisited the topic, this time with a more measured tone. He acknowledged that Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez had reignited the debate about who truly reigns supreme. But he warned against using a single fight to define legacies. While Crawford's win was historic, Showbiz reminded fans that Mayweather's greatness spans decades of dominance across multiple weight classes. To him, legacies can't be summed up with one night, they are built through years of consistency, adaptation, and influence. Crawford may have had the bigger risk, but Floyd had the longer run.
Not add a heavyweight to my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather, you're talking Floyd, Muhammad Ali, you're talking, you know, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys, okay? Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things. Because they're small, they can go up weight classes, they can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain, all right? So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class, and they fight a very big guy or whatnot, like Usyk did with Tyson Fury.
Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards offered a refreshing perspective amid the noise. He urged fans and media to stop forcing comparisons and let Crawford enjoy his moment. He said Crawford's win over Canelo was a once-in-a-lifetime performance that deserves celebration, not endless debate. Breadman criticized the immaturity of constantly pitting legends against each other, reminding everyone that Floyd is retired and his story is complete. Instead of dragging Mayweather into every discussion, he said, the sport should give Crawford his flowers and appreciate what he's done for boxing today.
To Floyd. You know, man, I don't really want to compare him right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, you know, and they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd to be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. You know, it's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, and I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, you know, how the fights will go, and, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it.
Despite all the opinions, the boxing world remains split. Some argue that Terence Crawford has surpassed Floyd Mayweather because of the risks he's taken and the obstacles he's overcome, particularly his leap in weight to dethrone Canelo Alvarez. Others insist that Floyd's perfect record, longevity, and defensive genius make him untouchable. The truth may lie somewhere in between. Both men represent different eras and different philosophies of greatness. One built his empire through control and calculation. The other through courage and challenge. Together, their legacies define two sides of the same sport, discipline and
can win. I used to think that the size difference was too much. That Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they going to do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford's 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's gonna beat him in September. I don't know how, but I think.
Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez is widely viewed as the moment that sealed his place among the all-time greats. Moving up 2 divisions to face a dominant champion in his prime was the ultimate gamble, and Crawford executed it with surgical precision. Analysts agree that this was not just a win, it was a statement of fearlessness and mastery. It showed that Crawford isn't simply a talented fighter, he's a man willing to chase the impossible and make it real. That single night elevated him from champion to legend. For Terence Crawford, it was the fight that defined who he is and what greatness looks like in this generation.
After Terence Crawford defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez to become the new, undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era, a lot of people are wondering now, What could be the next step for Terence Bud Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step. And of course, a certain someone caught wind of this. With this interview, Janabek posted this with 2 emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Janabek is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Janabek versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Janabek's next opponent. And that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Bud Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieved in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and defeating the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, best believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Bud Crawford should do next?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more breakdowns, reactions, and updates from the world of boxing. Until next time.